Nigga like me keep connected. Niggas like me just a call away. Niggas like me don't got time to play. Niggas like me gonna regulate. Niggas like me in another dimension. Niggas like me moving state to state. Niggas like me eat off different plates. Welcome for me, nigga, seal your fate.
Nigga like me only talk what I know. I plant the seeds, if you water, they grow. No time to preach, I'm just letting you know. I'm on a mission, my story is different. If you pay attention, you'll understand more. 2 ears and 1 mouth, so please listen close. I speak the truth, yeah, it's just how I go. Lord be my witness, can see through a vision with principles lifted to release your soul. I got a passport, I travel the globe. You got no easy pass, stopping at toes. You got the vapors, you envious haters. Your DNA makeup is X chromosomes. Supposed to be XY, but boy, you a hoe. Back up the back, throw a strike if you throw. I bat 100, I'm here if you want it. And yeah, I got sliders that head to your home.
Niggas like me, he connecting. Niggas like me just a call away. Niggas like me don't got time to play. Niggas like me gonna regulate. Niggas like me in another dimension. See niggas like me moving state to state. Niggas like me eat off different plates.
Niggas like me never like to chill. Niggas like me, I'ma keep it real. Niggas like me, when I spit, it's ill. Niggas like me, I'ma touch a mill. Niggas like me just gotta have it. Niggas like me wear a different fabric. Niggas like me can't change like addicts. Niggas like me got different habits. This is my life, I'm gonna take control. Same young nigga just got a little old. Stay back and forth, folks like addicts. Niggas like me feel different when your heart turn cold. People be watching, they steady as old. Same young nigga just got a little old. She got what a winner, got tired of losing. Shorty got motion, she bumping and grooming. Time don't stop.
Yo Dave, yo Mo 3 times.
Just like the seed.
Yo Rob Mid. We in the building.
My girl really miss people think that she reeking. Feel me not rich, so I gotta keep eating.
We got some things to talk about today, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out that y'all go check out that Yoko. You gotta go check it out. If you're on YouTube, the links are down there in the description, so you go ahead and check that out.
Niggas like me gonna touch a mill. Niggas like me just gotta have it.
That's right.
Niggas like me wear a different fabric. Niggas like me can't change like addict. Niggas like me got different habits.
$2 Tuesday.
$2 Tuesday. Storm's in the building. So you know what we're gonna do today, because we got a lot of clips. We're gonna just go ahead and jump into it. So you know, let's figure out how this is gonna work. Let's get to the opening clips. You know what it is. This is the P.O.E.cast. I am your host, Reckless World 7, and this is the news. Welcome to the P.O.E.cast. That's right, I said P.O., not Pod, but P.O.E., P.O.E., providing official entertainment, providing official education for the people on Earth, and as we know, everybody on this planet, not from this planet. Let's take a moment of silence real quick, though. For Bon Bon. Shout out to her. We're gonna definitely get into this little Durk situation. Is the fork in him? We're gonna definitely do that. We're gonna definitely tap into this case out of Texas, Mary Jane Collins and Dwaylen Hurst. Man, when you talking about revenge, 4 years set to put on revenge, man, he did what he had to do. Kevin Menon, we're gonna talk about cops now, and as you can see, you see the porn X'd out with the 2 little babies, so we're gonna definitely tap into this guy out of Vegas, and we have another police officer out of ATL who did a home invasion, and something went very wrong in the end, so we're gonna tap into that. We definitely gotta get into Tony Hinchcliffe and the wow that he did at the Trump in New York. So that is definitely just crazy. We got a lot of other things we're going to tap into today. So you know what it is. This is the P.O.E.cast. $2 Tuesday. P.O.E.cast Record Storm in the building. You know we do the Reckless World 7. It's that B.F.S media. Intellectual ignorance always at its best. At its best. At its best. And you know what it is, a Matrix mindset. We were just listening to SK Yoko, man. So again, you guys make sure you go check that out. It's on every streaming platform, and it is also, as you see, on YouTube. If you want to catch it on YouTube, the clip is in the description, so you can go ahead and hit that. And we also have another artist in there as well. His name is Bug Out. He just dropped a song called Rock Out. Very, 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 well, let's get a little clip of that. That's not him. This is him.
Smoking all dead niggas.
Yeah, he's one of them young wild ones. Still think he's killing everything, but we working on him. But he's in the studio, so if he's in the studio, he's not doing wrong. Let's go.
He got shot between the eyes. I roll up dead up and get fried. I'm chilling with the guys. I spot a op and he gon' die. I'm trying to kill this one op and make that nigga mama cry. Niggas talking this and that. I really hopped out with that yapper. Niggas scared of heights. We send him up or go to doctor.
Because of the vulgarness of it, so much. We're gonna just go ahead and die out of that. But yeah, so it's hard.
Love in the
Shout out to Evie. Ra. Epic rap battle, Trump versus Harris. Yes, I seen that. I did see that. I've been seeing some things on news. Speaking of the news, matter of fact, let me make sure we got all this stuff in here. Let's go check these windows right now. Because we had like a little altercation earlier where it just decided that it was going to knock us to the side. We don't mind. It is what it is. What we're going to do, though, first and foremost, is we're going to give a shout out to everybody in the city who is trying to get their life together. Stay out the way. Shout out to you. But what we're going to do here first is we're going to talk about something that's it's hard for the city because, especially for me, because I've known Bon since she was preteen. So, yeah, it was sad, but we're going to get into a little bit of this. We're going to talk about it. I don't really want to get into too much video, but there were 2 suspects that were arrested in this situation. If you guys don't know, this happened in, they say, I thought it was Millville, near the laundromat on East Green Street. Where do you know where the laundromat and Alpha Omega Food is? You know nothing about Millville? Yeah, out that way is a little, I mean, make a long story short though, her life was taken by these 2. Matter of fact, you know what we're gonna do? Go ahead and see if we got a clip for that. I didn't really want to do a clip on this because it is close to me. Oh man. But yes, they caught both of the suspects. Let's get into the names of these suspects. Where they got them at. Some videos of. Matter of fact, let me play this. This is from Rhea Simmons. She said, Bonnie Hitchens, I can never forget when I did your hair, how your daughter hyped you up and made you feel so good. They sat and watched you get pretty and was happy because you were happy. You weren't just a client, you were a friend. Watching this video and hearing your children in the back breaks my heart. I know how much you loved them and how much they loved you. Bon, you are already missed. I am so used to seeing you at the hair store. You know, oh man, this is just it's senseless because, again, like I said, I don't know what the situation is, so that is the hard part about it, not knowing what really happened. But man, that girl did not deserve to die, and she got hit the most. And the person that I guess they were going after, fortunately, he lived. And I'm not sure exactly how they caught the 2. Matter of fact, let's just go back to this clip because it's kind of, even with this, man, I'm just sitting here looking at it. It's just bugging me out. Yeah, it just bugs me out. But thought maybe we could find that clip, but I guess it's gone. Maybe it's meant to be. I'm just gonna leave that alone then because it ain't meant to be. If it wasn't meant to be, it ain't meant to be. We're gonna leave it at that. But we do got another case out of Cumberland County.
But rest in peace to her, dude.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace to Bon. Rest in peace to the family, man. Tom, Poppy, man, Kia, the village, Walnut Village, man. So yeah, that was crazy. I hadn't seen her in
Very
years,
sad
man.
Situation.
So yeah, it's crazy. The older we get, the things you think that we would go through as kids, these are happening to us as we're adults, man. So this world is crazy. But we also got some more news going on that were violent. They actually have the 4 suspects in the shooting of Sergeant Mosley. So Monica, let's go ahead and get into this and watch this.
Shout out to Dave in the building.
Shout out to Dave.
With prosecutors announcing charges against 4 people in the death of a Cumberland County detective. Detective Sergeant Monica Mosley was shot and killed in a home invasion nearly 2 weeks ago. Tonight, 3 suspects are charged with murder. Our Steve Keeley with the latest on the investigation from Bridgeton.
29-year-old Nyshawn Mutcherson's booking photo shows him wearing a hospital gown. That's because court documents reveal Mutcherson was shot in the chest by Cumberland County Prosecutors Detective Sergeant Marilyn Mosley before she died from being shot herself during a home invasion here at her Bridgeton house October 15th. Mutcherson, the affidavit of probable cause states, told police he'd been shot in Millville. He was the first arrest 4 days later. And the second suspect, 31-year-old Jared Brown of Bridgeton, was then also arrested October 19th. It was revealed today in the court records. The third person arrested, 38-year-old Cynthia Pimentel of Paulsboro, was picked up 2 days after that. And then the fourth, 32-year-old Richard Willis of Gloucester City, was then arrested 1 week after Mosley's murder. The three men are all charged with first-degree murder during the commission of a crime, burglary, and weapons counts. Pimentel's charged with hindering apprehension, obstruction of justice, and tampering with evidence. Court records state that the three men used her black Chevy Equinox to drive to Mosley's home that night, where they kicked in her front door and shot her. After Mutcherson was dropped off at a hospital, the affidavit of probable cause states the other three got together to conceal and get rid of evidence linked to both the home invasion and murder, stating Pimentel then drove from her Paulsboro home to a Philadelphia garage to keep investigators from finding her Equinox. And so now, less than 2 weeks after the murder, swift action by investigators using modern-day ballistics forensics, smartphone data to DNA, all brought Monica Mosley's family, friends, and colleagues what prosecutor Jeff Sutherland calls a significant step toward justice for them, ensuring, he says, that those responsible for this horrific act are held accountable as our hearts remain with Detective Mosley's loved ones and colleagues during this incredibly difficult time. In Bridgeton, Steve Keeley, Fox 29 News.
So yeah, they've got the four suspects, as you see, in the Monica Mosley shooting of the detectives. Was she a prosecutor? Detective for the prosecution? Man, listen, like you say, it's touching because this is home. You know what I mean? This is Cumberland News. So it's just touching. A lot of the people I'm knowing people, and then rest in peace to Mark Brown. Mark just passed away. I mean, we got to figure out other ways to handle these solutions, man, because killing is not the way. You losing, everybody's losing. Everybody's losing, man. There's a lot of pain, a lot of agony, and all that does is create family wars. And that's the one thing you don't want in a small area like this is family wars, because there's so many people that are related to each other. And, you know, like, and then it goes on to generations and generations and generations. So, again, a lot of us that are older, my age, that we've been out here in these streets, a lot of these guys are our kids or our friends' kids, man. I think it's time for, you know, a lot of us to just get out here and find some way, somehow, to bridge the gap, because a lot of it comes to just a lack of not knowing. I deal with a lot of these kids, man. I be talking to them, and they be talking about things that's going on, and I'm looking at them, I'm going, like, you ready to kill over that? Do you know what happens after you go to? You know what happens after you kill somebody? Like, you don't. Life don't just stop. It's not a video game. You don't cut it off and go outside and play. Like, you have to deal with that. And that's another reason why we're gonna talk about the little Durk situation, because, man, it's time for you guys to just wake up and realize y'all stuck in a program just like we were. We were drug dealers growing up. Everybody wanted to be a drug dealer, and most of us never made it to the top. And in y'all era, everybody wants to be killers, and nobody ever makes it to the top. As you see, everybody falls and everybody loses in these situations. So, you know, we have to just use our brains more. We have to talk to our babies, man, because they're really walking out the house and having a whole different understanding of how to deal with conflict resolution.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? They do not know how to deal with conflict resolution. They're old heads and nothing but 4 or 5 years older than them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a sad case. It's for everybody, man. I just wish that, you know, we made better decisions out here. But again, a lot of the reasons why we are in a lot of these things, especially this generation, is because of the music, the influence. That's my personal belief. I think especially in the inner cities, music has the biggest impact, because everybody has the ability to obtain the skills of being a rapper, so to speak. Like, at this point, you don't really have to say too much of anything. Just be really angry, come up with the slickest quotes of how to disrespect someone or to degrade a death of a person. So, I don't know. What you think, though?
I don't think it's just the music. I mean, you gotta be stupid if you're just gonna listen to someone say, hey, kill, 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 murder, murder, murder. Yeah. Like, you can't just blame it on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the environment that they grow up in as well. Sure do. It's a lot that factors into it. Music is not making me want to go do something off the chain.
You know, but you know what? When we were younger, see, I'm trying to. The one thing we have to do as far as being older is being able to relate to when we were younger, and think about all the songs and things that we loved and all of the ways that we mimicked it. Whether it was earrings with your name on it, your chain on it, for us, it was everybody wanted to be like a drug dealer. If you were the biggest drug dealer, if you were a drug dealer, and you know, and they gave us the drug dealer talk and the hustle talk, like you wanted to be like that. So we didn't think about killing. Like, not that people didn't die, but that wasn't the forefront of how to handle things. Like our generation was, even though it was hustling, we still had to at least think. You had to know how to do math and like there's a lot of things we had to.
I believe that,
we had to know how to do, but
I believe like. Ramis said Little Durk predicted his song Federal Nightmare. I don't know the lyrics to it, but I'm pretty sure he knew what was coming.
He did.
I mean, F said she agreed with me, but and thank you, because I do believe that it is a lot more than just music.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but I'm just, like, one reason I think about music is I just think about the effects that it had on us growing up. I look at the women right now. Any girl between the age of about 12 to 23 is a hoe, or has a hoe mentality. like their favorite artists. Look, we've been watching it for years. Since once they realized, like, all right, well, let's get away from these guys now. We didn't took enough of the guys. Now let's start attacking the girls. You know what I mean? And they started taking the most. It's not about skill anymore. It's about entertainment. It's not about. It's about entertainment, man. I don't know.
It's unfortunately it has gotten to that, but females were still being sexualized in the game back when I was listening to music.
Yeah, but now you're sexualizing yourselves. We're not doing it. You're doing it.
You're not.
Like Little Kim.
I'm sorry, Little Kim did it. Who did it? So
they didn't. But yeah,
I'm just what I'm saying. So when I was younger, growing up, it was the same thing. Little Kim the poster was her totty wide open with little pink bathing suit.
But how many of y'all had besides Little Kim?
There was Little Kim that was like that. Foxy was nasty. My Neck, My Back. What's her name? Kaya. She was nasty.
Yeah, was nasty.
Adina Howard was nasty. Yeah, okay, yeah. It was a lot of freakums out there too.
It should be. Yeah, but see, we was highly sexual.
But still, it's just a lot more now, because back then it was like, Trina, like, look at that.
Yeah, we had it. Yeah, you're right. We did have a lot. Maybe it's because.
But it's so much. You got to understand, it's the internet now. It's in your phone wherever you are now. Right. It's just there. So it seems like it's a lot more, but in reality, it's the same thing. Women, like Ev said, women's always done it. Yeah. We've always been doing it. It's just more
being
popularized now. Is
I'm playing. I'm just playing at you, but yeah, shit, damn. Well, let's go ahead and jump into Little Durk and see what they're talking about with Little Durk, because this is crazy.
Charged with a murder-for-hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Durk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshals Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder a target at a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon in Miami. Banks' lawyer asked for privacy after leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse, and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. So, I mean, I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
This is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge. So as long as you had any conversation with 2 or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty. So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take as much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
Mike, you know, one of the things that strikes me about this is Durk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches, but also he's had a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows and new music on the way. He just celebrated a birthday. So I'm curious. I mean, how is the music and entertainment world processing this news? I mean, that had to be a huge shock.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song "All My Life" with J. Cole, which is pretty much one of his biggest singles that he's had to date. That had incredible commercial success. Lil Durk is part of what is called the drill movement in Chicago, and so every region in the United States has a different sound when it comes to hip hop. And so Lil Durk was really at the forefront of the drill music, which is controversial. It is very rooted in gang culture. I don't think any of us involved in the music industry, entertainment industry, realized that Lil Durk would actually have the capability to send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture, and then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities. Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with guns because of the bordering states that they have in terms of how the other states that surround Illinois have very loose gun restriction laws and the way that guns can flow into cities like Chicago. And so I think moments like this gives us an opportunity to address how are we going to tackle the growing issue of violence within our cities, how are we going to tackle gun violence and gun reform, and then how are we going to tackle the gang culture that exists in our major cities.
Well, and Shauna, one more here, because you mentioned conspiracy earlier. How might prosecutors be looking at this OTF group that Durk was a part of? I mean, are we going to see some repeats of what happened in the YS, or what's happening in the YSL case?
Well, this one's going to be a little different because even when we look at the indictment, they already have text messages, which tends to lead me to the information that there may have been an informant because they got this information very quickly. Let's remember these arrests just happened, so they would have had to get these phone records. So if they have a direct source, we're going to see this move a lot more quickly. It cites text messages and phone calls where we can see the exact communications. So they have direct evidence already that's going to move this a lot more quickly than what we see in the YSL trial.
Gotcha. Okay. Mike Muse and Shauna Lloyd, thank you both.
Well, as you see, it don't matter who you are. I had conversations with kids and they were saying, but that was dumb why Durk did that. Why he do that? Why would he do that? I said, well, why would you do it? Like, and his, have you heard about this? You been on this at all yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What you heard about this so far? What's like from your intake of getting information?
I mean, he definitely was lined up, but I don't know all the facts, but allegedly they have him lining old boy up. And if it is that, they got everything. And whoever it was,
they saying OTF jam.
Whoever it was all along had the inside to be like, I need this just in case.
Wearing wires, or I
need this just in case. And you thinking it's your man's, but he put you to be served on a silver platter.
I mean, they say it. Well, you know, right now the speculation is that it's
in
OTF
their
jam,
language, a platinum platter.
Look, that man, the story is saying it's OTF jam, right? Now, this man did 12 years on the gun case, took the homicide or whatever, comes home, and they have a law, like if you get caught like so many times with a gun, you automatically start off with 12 years in Chicago. So he catches a case, and he calls Durk, you know, like, yo, look, bomb, but Durk don't answer the phone, don't respond back. And so the rumor is that that's what initially pushed this whole story scenario. But at the same time, I'm going, but they got wiretaps. So nigga has been working. Caught the case, gets out. I don't know, but they got wiretaps. They got Durk saying, "Look, don't put my name on things."
They have people at the what's his name that gave the interview and was like, "Oh, don't act like they didn't slide for him. Don't act like there ain't nobody slide for King Von." And started laughing
Brick
like,
baby.
throwing all these clues and listen, if y'all gonna do something, and I'm just saying, I'm not promoting, why you keep going on the internet talking about what they did, throwing indirect statements and doing all that? Like, leave it alone.
Yeah, especially when you have personal knowledge to it, to go into depth about what it is and what you think. Like that's the mindset of today, though. The mindset is that's what you do. Like most of your biggest celebrities, that's what they do.
Oh, because they want to brag about it.
But you're putting yourself in jail.
About it. And then, like Dave said, I want to say something that what Dave said before we lose it in translation. Dave said there are many elements which lead to negative escalations of our society. Yeah. Music is without a doubt one of the most powerful vibrations.
Yes.
It definitely is a powerful vibration. It makes me happy. It makes me sad. There's different types of music that I listen to equate the feelings that I'm going through in my little emotional roller coasters that happen throughout the day. Right. But my point in saying that only was to say it doesn't make me want to go kill when I do listen to drill music and all that shit. Sometimes it just make me hype. It doesn't make me want to be like, oh, I gotta put out a gun and go shoot somebody. Like that's just stupid.
Society depression. You think it could be a part of like especially in this area of depression? Economics. There's a whole bunch of things. Economics, everything.
They've also said, I remember in the mid-'80s working with young people as the so-called rap was evolving. Most young people refer to themselves as artists. And Talking Shit and Getting Clicks said, I was on Facebook.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to
everybody who is on Facebook.
Give me a shout out to Junie that was in the building. Junie popped through the building. Vertigo Joe was out in here. Taylor Johnson, Selena Harris, Lee Banks, the realest Negron. Shout out to you guys for coming in, stopping in real fast, coming out, coming back in. Hey, listen, we appreciate it all. Again, anybody that's on Facebook, we are on YouTube, so you don't have to sit in your phone. You can definitely be on your TV, walk around the house,
and just listen
and chime in, do what you do. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's because I'm dealing with that element of mindset. You know what I mean? Like the children I'm dealing with, and I'm talking about in our area, Black, Puerto Rican, mixed, whatever. I'm dealing with them all, and their conversations and breakdowns of why things are the way that they are, and their mindset is just on a different level. It's on a different level than us. It's on a different level than us, and I don't, like I say, I don't argue and put them down. I just, when they tell me things, I'm like, all right, but why would you do that? I'm like, but then what happens next? You're mad enough to do that, but then what happens?
Yeah, you just give a lot of great advice.
I have a conversation with them to make them think past go.
Sometimes you need to go ahead and do that, because sometimes that's just what he needs to do.
A lot of these people do not think past go.
What's this here?
What is what there? That we're not watching that. That's not even on. Yeah, we're up here.
Oh.
Shout out to Trills in the building, man. Yes, listen, if you realize everybody's jumping over to YouTube instead of Facebook, because you don't have to sit on your phone when you're on YouTube. So, that's why everybody's over there right now. But so yeah, you come over to YouTube with us. Check us out if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook. We see you here too. Shout out to you.
Hey.
But I want to get into this case, right? It's out in Seabrook in Texas, not Jersey. A man is arrested for allegedly stabbing woman to death in her apartment earlier this month, right? Okay, now, the situation with this story, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring this over here so we can give everybody a little visual. I got 3 TVs now, so I kind of get mixed up where the mouse is going, so don't mind me. It is what it is. But okay, so this guy right here, well, let's just go ahead and just see what they play for this video. They might even play it. Half the time to give us commercials. Yeah, I knew they were going to do that. We're not even going to waste our time with all that. We're going to jump back over here. I'm going to go ahead and read this and break this down to you, tell you about this story. So the man charged with the murder of a mother in a Seabrook apartment earlier this month has been taken into custody, the police chief confirms. Harris County court records show DeWaylen Ernest Hurst, 22, is charged with the murder of Mary Jane Collins. I've seen the pictures earlier. Matter of fact, let me see if I can bring these pictures up for you now. We're going to swing them over there to Mary Jane. Where is she at? Oh, we didn't even put him in there. Hey, we
You passed her.
Did I pass her?
Yeah.
I passed her? Yeah. Where's she at? Let's see if we can find her. That's Bonnie. Rest in peace to B. Nah, I think I didn't. Oh, yep, there it goes. Okay, so here you go. Mary Jane Collins and Dwaylen Hurst. So this gentleman, let me give you a breakdown. This gentleman's brother was killed by Mary Jane's boyfriend 4 years ago. Okay.
Okay.
So he's killed.
Okay.
And the brother ain't letting that go. So what the brother decides to do is concoct a plan to eventually get with his girl, baby mother. The baby mother still talks to him, so he gets all the way in. He gets all the way in. He's with the baby mother. The baby waits for when the baby father calls, because the baby father has a burner phone. His name is King. He has a burner phone in jail, so he's waiting for her to call the FaceTime. When he calls the FaceTime, he answers the phone. He answers the phone, talks a whole bunch of trash, stabs the girlfriend, kills her, and then smacks one of the kids all around to show him that type of pain, that type of revenge. It was his stepbrother got killed 4 years before this, and old boy is locked up in jail doing time for it. And he wasn't letting that slide. He was not letting that slide. And again, this is another add-on to the things we were speaking about earlier on how we deal with situations. But again, you got to also remember, listen, everybody ain't on your level, and you playing with people's families, and this is what will happen to you. And that's what I keep telling. I tell all these kids, man, they think about instant gratification. They get upset. They have temper tantrums. They wig out. They do things. They go to jail, and guess what? Nobody talks about them ever again. Nobody talks about how they are in jail, what's going on to them in jail. You're forgotten about. I don't want to be a part of nothing that forgets about me after I do my crimes. Like, at least don't forget about me. But I mean, this young man was not playing any games. 4 years. 4 years he waited. He stalked this young lady down. This is her right here. I'm not gonna say stalked her down, but basically he finagled her. What was that movie that Diddy's son was in with Meek Mill? And he got with the fam, he got with the girl, the sister, and everything, just to kill everybody. I forgot what that movie was. It was a good ass movie. Shout out to that.
It was not. It's Diddy's son, but not Diddy's son.
Yeah, I'll be sure son. Quincy was in there, Shorts, right? It's that same mindset. Like when you do something, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna get you.
He got all the way in.
Motherfucker, everybody got all the way in.
He slept walk. That movie was crazy. I forget the name of that movie, but that movie was crazy. You're correct.
Yeah, it was Meek Mills, it was the boxer, and the whole thing. It was a great. Yeah, it was a good hood show. But
this is sad. This is sad. Dito, she had nothing to do with. That's sad. That's sad.
But again, this is the things that happen. Listen, we done lost a few people here based off of boyfriends getting the things and girlfriends are there. You know what I mean? We don't understand the situation with Bonnie, but we know she wasn't out here doing nothing crazy, man. So, but I mean, man, like, this is the mindset. This ain't just Jersey. This is the mindset. This ain't just Chicago. This is Texas. This is Oklahoma. This is Kansas City, Ohio, Omaha. This is the mindset. And that's why I say again, like, that's why I'm the big thing about music. Because what's the one thing they're all tapped into? The same type of vibration.
Yeah, he did take it there. It definitely was diabolical at that moment.
That's
crazy.
You got to watch who you hurt, man. You have to watch you gotta watch what you do.
That's crazy.
You gotta know the people you beefing with. You need to know who their families are. You need to know what the repercussions are gonna be for you doing something to somebody. And that's the problem. We're not thinking about the repercussions of things that can happen to you when you affect other people's families. Like, they be like, man, his people, man, his friends is big, man, that's his man, that's man, they all bitch. I'm like, yo, but what about his pops? What about his uncle? What about this person? You know this person's related to this person, right? And this person related. Yeah.
You never know who'll go ape shit for someone.
Never know.
Because you never know what that person means to somebody else. Not for nothing. You don't. But in the same sense, don't be knocking on the devil's door because you never know when the devil's going to answer. Stop playing with it. Don't be doing shit you shouldn't be doing.
That'd be the problem.
Because sometimes when you do shit that you shouldn't be doing, you got to suffer the repercussions.
Well,
It's the truth.
And as you see, even innocent people, there's nobody innocent when you break somebody's heart.
Nope.
There ain't nobody innocent. There's no more rules. You know how you guys say there's rules about not snitching, but go to jail and snitch, or never mess with your boy, girl, and all this type of crazy shit. These rules don't exist, man. Negativity doesn't really have any rules, man. It has a facade.
Those rules don't exist.
They only exist until a nigga get cased up, until your ass get in jail and realize, like, hold up, I don't get back out. They don't what? I don't get out tomorrow. These dudes, man. Listen. Shout out to stupidity. But let's go ahead and jump into some things with these police officers, because they just as wicked as hell and doing the things that they be doing. So we're going to talk about this Las Vegas sergeant who was suspended and held on a $100K bond for child pornography in his possession. Let's go.
Battled in court today as a judge sets bail for the Metro Police sergeant, who now faces a second criminal case. It's a story the 80s investigators first broke. Now Vanessa Murphy has the latest from the Regional Justice Center. We do want to warn you, the content in this story is sensitive.
Kevin Menon could be a free man again if he can come up with $100,000 for cash bail. The judge pointing to the serious allegations against him. At work as a Metro Police sergeant, he's accused of violating people's rights. At home, he's accused of downloading child pornography.
The walls are caving in on Mr. Menon.
Once a Metro Police sergeant calling the shots, now in handcuffs after his second arrest. Kevin Menon appearing in Las Vegas Justice Court for 2 new charges related to possession of child pornography.
We'll have this marked and we'll enter it as an exhibit under seal.
Attorneys reviewing evidence in the judge's chambers. Now it's placed under seal. Prosecutors say police found approximately 200 images on laptops Menon used. A combination of child sexual abuse material, also known as CSAM, age difficult material, meaning the individuals appear to be underage, but this can't be confirmed, and child erotica, images where children are clothed or partially clothed. Prosecutors also point to software to hide the downloads and searches with code words.
He looked like he takes
very clearly directed towards the pursuit of CSAM material, and some of which use reference specific websites.
Menon's own attorney, Dominic Gentile, conceding in court 2 images do contain hardcore porn with 2 girls who appear to be underage, but insisting Menon is no flight risk. He asks for a $10,000 bail instead of the $250,000 requested by prosecutors.
$250,000 all-cash bail is sinful.
Menon already indicted on 13 charges related to alleged illegal stops on the Las Vegas Strip. Most of the citizens seen on video who were targeted were black men. Prosecutor Chris Hamner saying many of Menon's alleged crimes in the first case are caught on camera.
The likelihood of conviction on his first case is extraordinarily high. And there are felonies, and there are gross misdemeanors. But now you compound it with, while at play, this is what he's doing in his off time?
Judge Nadia Wood setting the $100,000 cash bail.
Was entrusted with a lot of power in the community by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
Gentile tells me he believes they will be able to come up with that money so Menon can be released. He also told the judge Menon's passport and weapons are with him, and if he is released, he'd be on high-level electronic monitoring. Reporting in downtown Las Vegas, Vanessa
That's the popo for you.
It's the popo for you. This man got child porn. He out here abusing black people. And he got a dark tan. At first, I thought he was black when I first seen. I said, damn. And then I had to get a good look. Say, oh, he just got a nice tan. Maybe he's Italian. I don't know. But he's not the only one. These cops don't stop. It gets worse. It gets worse.
Live at 5,
Let's watch
Atlanta
this.
Police investigators shot and killed officers this morning in a quiet Douglas County neighborhood. Atlanta News First Chelsea Bynport is live at 5 from the crime scene in Winston, just off Orkney Way. So Chelsea, I know you've been out there for about an hour. So what are you learning at the scene?
Well, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office says this morning a man attempted to break into the front door of this house back here and was shot and killed by the homeowner. Atlanta police confirmed the person who died is one of their detectives, Aubrey Horton. He was off duty. APD says he joined the force in 2015 and was most recently assigned to their fugitive unit. Douglas County Sheriff's Office, who's leading the investigation, says the suspect was caught on video and appeared to be having a mental health episode or may have been under the influence of narcotics while breaking into the home. They added that he lives in this same neighborhood about a half a mile away from where this shooting happened. Right now, no one is facing any charges.
Maybe he thought he was going home.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says the
But he broke in, so yeah, drunk or something.
Yeah.
Fired those shots. But they say this is still a very open.
They said that he lived not even a half a mile away, and they probably was in this neighborhood that all the houses kind of look alike and stuff like that. And they said he was okay. He was in narcotics, whatever. He could have been high as hell and was like, I think I'm going to my house.
Yeah, like the cop that went into the wrong house the last time and then killed the dude.
No, not like her, but I'm just saying, maybe it was the wrong house. Maybe he just was like, you know what I mean, all tweaked out and like, oh, I'm going home, and it just wasn't home.
Plus, it ain't like they're gonna actually, even if it was some diabolical thing where you got a lot going on with Atlanta PD and stuff right now with all these cases out there with the YSL case and the web the investigations are going. This is in Atlanta, man. It's out here in Douglas County.
I don't see him breaking in. I don't know. I would like to see more about this. I just can't see him breaking into a house like that. And he live in a house similar half a mile away.
So probably like he was drunk as hell and some shit. Like people be in just they at the house and try to.
You think about it. You being home, but you're home and you don't know what the hell's happening, and somebody breaks in your house. You're not trying to find out if he's a cop or not. That he's total, and you boom boom, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, he was a cop. Oh, and then I'm just saying. I don't know
nowadays. I mean, I think he unfortunately lost his life for being intoxicated, I guess.
Because they say he was high as hell.
Said it could have been. We're not gonna give him that. We ain't gonna cop out.
They did. They said he
might have been trying to kill him, thinking he might have owed him some money. He was trying to go kill him on some off duty. But then you're right. He did live in the same area.
But I'm just saying, he lived a half a mile away.
That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
He lived only a half a mile away. He was high on narcotics. They said he was going through an episode and I would like to see with the Ring camera what it was like. Was he saying, you know what I mean, like, where's my key? Like, what the hell? I can't get it. You know what I mean? They said that.
Right.
I just want to see a little bit more.
Just could have been a bad night out. Could have been a bad night out.
It could have been a bad line of coke. Well, they said in narcotics, Bella. What? I'm serious.
You ain't lying. Pink cocaine. He's out there on pink cocaine right now. They on pink cocaine. Who knows?
Where was that? In Atlanta?
He's from Atlanta, but he was out, and I believe it was Green. I think it's Green County or whatever. It was just Douglas. He was in Douglas County.
Oh, so definitely was the pink cocaine and something called that.
The pink cocaine. Okay, so I like pink cocaine. I like the pink cocaine. The pink cocaine goes. Okay, now let's get to some other things. Shout out to Bucky Drafts. Shout out to Spider Angelo in the building, man. They over there in Facebook land. We all over here in YouTube as well. So listen, if you don't see nobody in Facebook, don't worry. They're all over there in YouTube, man. He said the dirty cop.
Or Mr. Dirty Cop.
I think did he say it for that one too?
I
think he said it for the first one.
I would like to see.
I don't know. But okay, so look, let's lighten this up a little bit because I gotta get to my.
Yeah, you was real dark today. You talk about me in my episode. You was dark. Yeah, dark. I mean, Dito, rest in peace.
Yeah, Bomba, man. Because I really, because I thought about it all day long. Like I had it set up and I wanted to speak on it, then I didn't want to speak on it. I wanted to speak on it, and then, it was just like, damn, like reporting on news of your people. It hit different.
Yes,
it just hit different. Like I had it set up, but then when it was time to do it, it was just like, damn, like I don't know, man. I'm just tired. Of everybody dying around me, man.
Facts.
I'm tired of it. Like I never thought I would experience this out here like this.
Yeah.
Like
demasiado. Like enough is enough.
It's just too much. But okay. So did you see?
I burned myself really bad on the air fryer.
And you burned Brianna's forehead with the air kind. So you're 2 for 2 for burning people. Pause.
Haha. Play your video.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, so Tony Hinchcliffe. You know who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You sure? For you guys who don't know who Tony Hinchcliffe is, do you guys remember this right here?
Tom Brady is a patriot, which is surprising considering he looks like a Confederate fag. Clearly your ex-wife takes after you. I hear she's out there draining balls right now. Gronk, I'm happy you could take a break from writing Santa letters to be here today. I knew you were here when we were all out of chocolate milk backstage. Jeff is so Jewish, he only watches football for the coin toss. Nikki has such a bad eating disorder, the industry keeps shoving her down our throat. Schultz's mom is a professional ballroom dancer, which means she's a stripper that talks too much. Bert Kreischer is a king. He looks like if the Tiger King and the Liver King only ate Burger King and had a liver that looked like Martin Luther King got beat up by Rodney King. Which reminds me, Kim Kardashian's here. She's had a lot of black men celebrate in her end zone. Kim, word of advice, close your legs. You have more public beef than Kendrick and Drake.
So, we do know who this guy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you know I'm always into this thing, and last week I said, based on how things were going, I'm like, yo, Donald Trump, we went through the whole thing, right? And I said, but there's always something that can always happen, and this happened.
Behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world. The American dream alive and well right here. This is very different than where I'm used to performing, though. I'm used to nighttime with people drinking, not so many babies in the crowd, and people that are obviously only here for Lee Greenwood tonight. Normally, I don't make my political beliefs a known thing. It's divisive for a comedian to do that, but just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for. Yeah. When I lay down and my head hits my pillow, it is a fantastic pillow, by the way. I was staying at the Four Seasons up by Central Park one night, and I laid my head down, and it felt so good, and I thought to myself, what an amazing pillow. I have a little bit of money now. I could buy a good pillow. And I took the pillowcase off, and there it was. My pillow, my pillow, my pillow. And damn it, I bought 4 of them. And if you use the promo code KillTony, you can also buy 4
And I thought he was going to stay like this. But
There's
then...
serious stuff happening, people. I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to see California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen. And that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades. And it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible.
That was kind of a cool joke. It was kind of a little touchy, but it was cool.
People, I welcome migrants to
the
United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this.
Oh, shit.
It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
Oh, my God.
Republicans are the party with the good sense of humor.
But wait, it gets worse.
Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And, you know, used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there.
Funny.
It is absolutely wild times.
He's wild.
It really, really
Too
is.
touchy.
And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
A bullshit?
Okay.
A bullshit?
Right.
A bullshit.
We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national
His
anthem,
mother.
everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right, very good. I like it. I have other policies that I think it should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah.
He's a
So many great
dick, bro.
athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I didn't hear this. He's a dick, bro.
Feels good in here. The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more
like
a
a Diddy
P.
party.
Diddy party.
This nigga was going in.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's what you guys want.
Oh shit.
All right. Heck yeah. It's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. This is a grody little morning crowd, huh?
Shit.
It's tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here. It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean, all these pointless wars. It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible. Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares?
Oh, shit.
What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars?
Now, you know what I wanted to stop on that for is because they all are supporting the war, no matter what we say. And I like the fact that he at least said that. But let's keep going.
When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time.
Oh, shit.
But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, no. But he's not funny, babe. He's not. That's not
Hillary
funny.
Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today. Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime, and she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming.
It's funny. He's
By the
off
way,
the
if
chain.
I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't. I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right?
Yeah, he went in.
He took it right in the
He went
ear.
in hard on people.
Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it. Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or a Republican.
Oh, shit.
Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed. If you're a Republican, he survived a headshot.
Yeah.
It is. It's the best place to get shot. It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason. Right? It heals fast. Nobody cares. It's the best place to get shot. He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then, I think I just won this shit.
Yo,
he is off the chain.
Stands up and says the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes.
Yo.
Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I gotta get the hell out of here. Let me get my shoes. And then
he's crazy.
Fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God. Timeline of everything again. 3 days after this. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, oh, God, no. It's true. Trump survived an assassination attempt and Biden got COVID. We vote next week. God voted 3 months ago.
Oh, shit.
Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today. Unbelievable. Genius. You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space, the largest aircraft ever. Fires it off into space and then parallel parks it back to planet Earth. Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly. Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man has my attention. Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi. But censorship is amongst us, people. It's a very, very, very big deal. And I'm just here to say that you guys are for the right candidate. Tell your friends. Let's close it out. And let's make speech free again. Make America healthy again. Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California, not only in this election, but in the World Series of Baseball, America's sport. I love you, New York. God bless New York. God bless America. Let's make it.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the first time you watched the whole video, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So then what was your reaction to this?
I get that he's a comedian.
Okay.
I understand that. I understand that he has those borderline racy jokes, whatever, but completely out of line. Like, not funny.
So I've been watching the news and they've been like, okay, so.
Not funny.
Okay, so let me do this then. Let me do this real fast because.
Dave said hilarious.
To me, I thought it was funny, but.
No.
I thought it was a bad move to bring him, knowing the type of person he is. That's why I showed you just clips of what he did on the top, because he went in. He went in.
I remember.
Like, he's brutal.
I was explaining. I was trying to explain. See, I only seen the clip of what he said about Puerto Rico. I remember I called you. I was like, yo, he was talking shit about Puerto Rico. That was crazy. And so I didn't see everything. I only seen that clip. And that clip, I had to explain to people who didn't know who he was. He's a comedian and he does stuff like this. And it's not funny, but I'm just explaining the type of comedian he is. You know what I mean? Like, he crosses the line. He goes there. He says the stuff that's like, oh my God, off the chain. But what he did was not funny.
I'm like Mo said. This is what Trump does all the time, right? One. Now, that was what I noticed a lot, though. Like, especially when he called Puerto Rico trash, I knew that was going to hit. Because in my brain, this is where I kind of started to think. I said, hold up. Now, you talked about everybody, so it's not like he isolated anybody. He went in. He talked about the Jews. I don't see the Jews running up here talking about, let's get rid of them or nothing. But in election time, and you went at the Latins first, First of all, you went to the Mexicans and jumped in the border comment, which was what we hear all the time, but it's him saying it, and it doesn't make sense to be saying anything bad about anybody because at this point, that's representing for you. So it was kind of like weird. I just thought like, man.
I thought his jokes would have been more towards like the Biden-Harris campaign. You know what I mean? Like trying to like come at them.
It's kind of almost like he used the Democratic talking points to speak on them instead of, but I guess that is comedy. I just felt it was kind of, I just felt like maybe the platform where he did it, if he, like you said, if he did it on Comedy Central, we just wouldn't be talking about Trump. Because we saying Trump when it wasn't Trump who did this. It wasn't Trump who did it. It was right. It was Trump. But the news is constantly pushing.
I didn't say Trump.
This, but you know what's crazy? I'm not saying you. Oh, you defending that? Like I said, you was right. I don't believe it was you. I just.
I didn't say Trump. I feel like he's just a dick, period. You have to know who he is. He's just a dick.
Now, look, I've been watching, like, when he went on, after he did, it wasn't the Rob Report, but after he did, what's the bald head guy, Joe Rogan. He did the Joe Rogan show. I was like, damn, he iced it with the Joe Rogan show because you got to see personality, right? Boom. So I'm like, damn, boom. So then Kamala went straight to Shay Shay. Right, and she had her little shots. So I'm like, okay, I like that, and I like the way that Shay conducted the interview.
Yeah,
I just like the way he did it. He didn't leave no openings for nothing. Yeah. He didn't leave no openings for nothing. He put the conversation where it needed to be in order to put her at least in a bigger bracket. Yeah. And then TikTok has been murdering on making her like auntie now. Like all of a sudden, like in the last few days, she's become like the coolest auntie. You been seeing all the clips? Mm-hmm. And you know, so like I said, this is the end. We're getting towards the end of the race now, and a lot of things going on. But I personally felt like, yo, when he started doing it, when he said Puerto Rico was trash, I was like, ooh.
I don't think any of it was funny at all.
Just for the fact that you got a lot of the, especially blacks and Latinos, especially the Boricua community that are stepping up saying, yo, we want change too. We want to get away from the Democratic standpoint. But
he called all for me, it was a stamp. Like you just called everybody trash for me.
Yeah, but would it affect your vote?
Not saying that.
Cause that's really that's what I'm thinking. My thing is like, yo, that can help the vote for Kamala. That because there was a lot of people. There were so many people who spoke on this situation, good and bad. There were Boricuas who said like, I'll still vote for him. I think that shit was. I would still vote for him because they were asking him, how do you feel about Trump's such and such, and this being said. And you know, some people said they would still vote. Some say they wish they had already pre-voted, and then this happened, and they wish they could take it back. So you know, they've been showing us a lot of the different vibes and feelings and emotions. But when I first heard it, I said, damn, that was hard, bro. That was hard. The border jumper thing was kind of like it is what it is. But then when he got to
Trump didn't even come out and try to like smooth any of it over. Like,
he said he didn't know him. He said he didn't know. He said I didn't. He said he didn't know the guy. He said he didn't even know who put him on. He said he didn't know. But you know what I found funny, and this is what I knew that the Republicans knew that this was bad for them, and so that's why it just solidified that they know it's bad for them, because the man with the mouth who's been smoother than Jack Pudding. Listen to this. Listen to this.
One more question. Hey there, Senator Alec Hernandez with NBC News. Speaking of Madison Square Garden, last night during the pre-program, a comedian made several racist jokes that the campaign has since distanced itself from. Another speaker called Kamala Harris the Antichrist. Another called her the devil. You've talked before about former President Trump being able to unite the country. I'm curious, as we are entering this last stretch of campaigning, this final week, is that the right tone to have started this final 8 days with? Well,
good question.
I think that we've got to focus, Alec, I appreciate the question, but I think that we as a country, and I think that includes the press, it includes the Kamala Harris campaign, and it certainly includes our campaign, the way that we unite the country is to talk about the issues the American people care the most about. And what we're doing over the next 8 days is we're focused, laser focused, on how we're going to close the border, how we're going to make American lives more fair.
Abortion?
Does he really believe that this was not something he needed to speak on? Or was it something he couldn't speak on? He didn't think this was important at this point in time? That question was...
He didn't know what to say.
He didn't know what to say. Because they all know, like, this was some... They didn't expect this to be happening.
Nobody, like, that thought his jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what you about to say before you go there? Let me see your cards.
That's what I was thinking, like, listen, just that.
Yeah, Dave said, go back up a little bit. I want to see.
What?
What Dave said. Ev said, of course he's gonna. No, up a little bit.
Use yours.
Up, right there. Ev said, funny how. She don't care what kind of comedian he is. Dave said, let us not forget that running for president is entertainment. We cannot take things too seriously when our election process is a joke. Ev said, of course he's going to say that. Bajate. Zero accountability. Lower it down.
Use your mouse.
And then Mo 3 times said...
It's right here.
Mo 3 times said, someone... said that they wish that they could take their early vote back, and then Trump didn't know about Project 2025 either. And Ev said he agrees with it. That's fine. Ay, santo.
Yo, listen. I tell you, I watched it. I just been watching this from a bird's eye view, just not emotionally attached, just like really watching the game go down, and like this has just been.
I don't like it.
At first, I was like, "Yo, do you think that is he?"
I don't like it.
You know?
I don't like it at all. You knew he was gonna say. You just wanted to see what the pushback would be.
You really believe he knew? Do you really feel? I mean, honestly, do you feel that he knew? Because I want to know what most Puerto Ricans feel.
He may not have known, but his campaign knew.
Do you think if he knew that was going to be said, he'd let it be said?
I think he would have been like, tweak it a little bit because he don't want to lose his voters.
Yeah, because he went live today and he started off Kamala. I just turned the page after a while. After about 10 minutes, I said, that's what we about to do. So they know right now that is going to affect them. They've seen the...
dude would have been better off going in on her and like different things about her and like tearing them apart and like making light of Trump in different ways, not literally by attacking.
See, but at the same time, that's why I played the
people like that you're supposed to want to vote for you. Okay.
That's why I said I didn't think that was a smart move to bring the type of his caliber of comedy is what it is. It's funny. It's hard. It's not funny. It's provoking. It's provoking. It's a lot. It can do a lot of things.
Knew that the comedian said exactly what Trump has been saying in nicer words. That's what I've said.
Yeah, I mean, listen. There's been a lot of slick shit that's been said throughout this campaign and throughout the last 4 years and the 4 years while he was running. There was a lot of things that's been said, that's been done, right? So at this point, I just felt like either way, just watching it, I was like, yo, whoever did this needs to be fired. Like, whoever chose to bring him up there without looking at, whoever thought that was funny at this point in time, even though, yes, Trump was leading, in 5 out of the 7 swing states, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. If you're already in a state that's not a swing state, your state really doesn't matter. You are what you are, blue and red. That's how we're looked at. We know that already. Yeah. So if you're home and you're a Democrat, you live in a Democratic state, just be happy. You're happy. You're good. You know your state came through for you, even if it's Republican, vice versa. But it's these swing states. That's really all that's really mattering right here is these swing states. And
I don't know.
And he did this in New York, right?
This is
in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, excuse me. No, he did it in New York. He's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he did it in New York.
Yeah, that was crazy. I just thought that was
just little Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly my point. Yo, not just the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the Colombians, the Latin America. Latin America is in the home city of NYC.
He did it in the Hispanic capital.
But he spoke about the Jews. But that's what the thing I was just saying though. Like,
there's a lot of Jews there too.
Yeah, but he spoke about them.
I just said there's a lot of Jews in New York too.
Yeah, but they're not kicking up.
Maybe
I wonder why.
Not as much as you think because you're around Latin people.
No,
so
I watched
more.
No, I do marketing. See how you didn't see it? I have to do this stuff. I have to research.
I've seen it.
No, you didn't see the whole clip. You said it.
I didn't watch the whole clip.
My point. So you didn't see it. You seen what was promoted to you when he said Puerto Rico was trash. That's what you saw. I'm just saying, when you watch the whole thing, you like, yo, this was crazy. He ain't just talk about Puerto Ricans. He gave you that one punchline, and then he went on to everybody else. But it was to me, I knew it was a bad move. I said, yo, you don't mess with the pride of the Boricuas, man. They're prideful people. You don't just disrespect them like that. Niggas cut your ass. They do something to you fast.
Trump has said worse, and then Dave said, I think the comedian basically neutralizes most of the talking points of the election. F said Russia, and Mo said Donald Trump has said worse.
Yeah, he said worse.
What he say?
What do you mean?
What do you say?
I grab it by the pussy. like, damn. He said a lot of shit. Started a lot of stuff about people. I told you, the entertaining part about me with the dude is that he's a businessman. He's not a politician. He's not gonna do it right because he doesn't know how. He knows how to be a shrewd businessman who deals with politicians.
He's not a businessman because he filed bankruptcy like 8 times.
Come on, stop doing that. So everybody that files bankruptcy is not a businessman.
I just said what I'm repeating her.
Yeah, words. I know, and I'm responding to it. We heard what you did already. You can respond back to what I said though if you want to.
That's what she said.
I know that's what she said. Now I said something. Now what are you responding to what I said?
I don't know. I don't know if he's a bad businessman because of that.
Yeah,
he may have been smart by getting out of whatever he can because he knows how to
use
avoid
that.
And use it. So does it consider him a bad businessman? Not necessarily because he's still rich.
The president. He's the president.
He's still rich as shit.
He's the president.
He's still rich as shit.
And he's rich. He don't take no money.
But that's my.
He don't take a paycheck.
That's not my point. So because he filed bankruptcy 8 times, yeah, he may have gotten out of business deals that were going sour for whatever reason, but he knew what he was doing and getting out of it. And when did he pay taxes?
He's in New York. He's a hustler. He's just from New York and he's a hustler.
Mad at him sometimes. And here she said neutralizes. If people have not decided on who they will cast their vote for, then they shouldn't vote. Yeah, Madonna almost got marked for getting frisky with the flag. Viste?
Listen, man. Listen.
Viste? I don't know. If people have not decided who they will cast their vote for, they shouldn't vote. I'm still gonna vote.
Listen, when
I get there, I'll be like, eeny, meeny, miny,
because that's what it affected. It affects those last minute people.
So all presidents are great businessmen?
I don't know. What president was a businessman? I can't think of one. The Bushes was Bush. They were business, right?
Bush, yeah, the family.
They had the oil. They was running the oils. They was businessmen. I'm pretty sure they all have some type of businesses. Some of them are lawyers, like the Kennedys were lawyers and stuff like that. Politicians. I'm just saying.
They all got their hand in something.
Yeah, everybody's.
Not saying they're all great.
Not that it's not.
We all know all presidents.
Yeah, not that it's not right. Not what was said wasn't right, but it's just like it's so easy to argue it back. That's why I didn't. You know what I mean? It's just like gotta find those things that we can just say like it's like damn. You know what I mean? It's when you got that thing that you can say to everybody's like damn. That's the things I be looking for. Like I be looking for that thought that I broke it all the way down to the lowest common denominator.
Play around and wave a Bible.
Oh yeah, the Trump Bible.
A piece of paper. And you said he was a president as if being a businessman is what made him president.
I do believe that's what it was.
No.
And that him being an enteiner.
For Trump, that is what made him president. Yes. His business. His business.
You remember when he put
what did you know? He was
not George Bush. What's the little fat one? The Bush brothers are fat one.
He didn't get elected for anything else. He didn't get elected for being in freaking Congress.
No, he got elected because
for his popularity for being a businessman. He's a very smart businessman. Everybody was watching The Apprentice. Everybody knows him for doing all these different types of shows. You're fired. How many people were doing that? I know you've done that once or twice. You're fired. Come on, it's a thing. Like we're not gonna act like he's not somebody. He's definitely a somebody. And what he's known for is a businessman.
I think it was I think it was his entertainment. I think it was the entertainment side of him. I think it was the entertainment side of him that won us over. Like even when watching it, I don't think nobody believed that he was gonna win. I don't think he believed. That's my personal opinion. Because the way he was coming off.
She said, "What made him?" Guess what?
What?
America made him. Who wasn't going to Trump? How many times have you been to Trump casinos? How many times have you done? You know what I mean? Things at the Trump Plaza. How many times have you gone to businesses that he's been associated with that you don't even know you still attend to this day? You gotta
still support, I didn't think about it like that, yo. Yeah, even if you don't like him, you still support him if you walk in his hotels and his businesses or something.
He's a businessman, and
that's his thing, though. That's his gift. That's his gift.
He didn't make. He made himself, but he made himself off of us because we made him rich.
Yeah. You know, I also said about there being a racist, right? Like, I was laughing because then when they put the racist man, they just put up where he was.
There is no damn.
He was with he had the black girlfriends, the model that everybody knew about. He took her everywhere. I just be laughing like, if he is racist, if he isn't racist, if he's a businessman, if he's a politician,
the label.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, what it is that he's here for a reason. You know what I mean? So who he was, like see, for me being black growing up, everybody was Trump.
Yes, he was born rich because guess what? Listen, I hear what you're saying, but I'm going in the chat as well. He definitely was born rich. But just because he was born rich didn't mean that he didn't put his footwork in to continue to be rich.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta give him his credit. That's all. You have to give him at least give him his credit. You have to give him his credit.
To sit there and be like, oh, you're right. I'm not saying that either, but you gotta understand just a little bit. You gotta think outside the box and stop just thinking in like I hate the Trump box. That's okay. You can say I hate Trump box. A lot of people still stuck in there.
Because I know a lot of them hate Kamala box. The same exact thing.
Yes, but besides that, we made him. Honestly.
You know what's crazy?
How many times you been to Cuba Libre?
We made him.
How many times have you been into things that you attended shit that he owned?
Yo, I want to know where all the black people at from like the
rich, but he kept himself rich.
Yeah, he kept himself rich.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the point. I
he
think
built his own empire.
Oh,
what was it? 3 million?
He kept himself rich.
I think he was given $3 million or $1 million or something from his dad.
Martin Lawrence for Congress.
Shit, man.
Yeah, he's like Mr. Cleo with longevity.
Exactly.
It's not about my hate for him. It's a little bit about your hate for him because you keep speaking negative on saying how. And we've answered how plenty of times, but you just don't want to see outside that box of how. So it is a little bit about your hate for him.
There's a lot of disdain for him.
It is. I mean,
and Kamala though, it's both ways. I say it's both ways.
Yeah,
that's why I listen. It's both ways.
A laundry list of crap for Kamala, and I'd be in the same thing. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. But
Kamala, she stole every avenue that he had already presented. She came in behind. We've seen her morph into many different people throughout this. So even if he's a buffoon and shouldn't win, then she wasn't powerful enough in her movement to just put him to the side because she used the same tactics that he had been using. Every time he does something, she does it. So you gotta pay attention. Who's leading who?
Yeah.
They're actually. That's why I said she's competing to beat him. He's not competing to beat her.
No, he's definitely not.
That's not the mindset here. The mindset is that she's competing to beat him because he's looked at as already being the guy that's going to win.
And we can agree to disagree on this one.
Facts, yeah.
No, simply saying she says she just doesn't think that he's a great businessman. It's like saying potato.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, because it depends on what information you know about a person. So you might know way more stuff than I know. So you can, all I know is he's still kicking. That he don't take that $200,000 salary for a presidency when everybody else does. So he's doing something where he ain't taking the money. He don't need your money. So wherever his dad gave him that little $3 million, $1 million his dad pops gave him, he invested that for the last 30, 40 years of his life, and he is now the ex-president going for presidency again. So you have to give respect to respect due because you can't beat him if you don't respect what they've already done. You gotta see and understand that they have done things
again. Bankruptcy, how many times? 8.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm in the chat. Bankruptcy, how many times? 8. He was bailed out so many times. That's not thinking in a box. It's facts. And these are all facts that we already stated. And we did again say, even though he was bankrupt 8 times,
he's president.
He's still not taking the president's salary because he don't need it. He's still rich.
Bankruptcy.
He knows how to stay rich. Do you know how not to pay your taxes? Because he knows
how not to pay taxes. He told them they were stupid. He said, because you're stupid.
Again, like I said,
it's because he's a businessman, though. Like, you know what it is?
Whatever Trump does, they're total opposite.
Her structure, the way that she does things, her structure. If he does this, she does that. If he goes on a major streaming site, then she tries to do it. We did the shows where she tried to get on Casanat, and he shot her down, and that was a blooper for the week.
She is an underdog. Like I'm not saying that she's, it's sad because she definitely is an underdog. She's someone who's up and coming, and unfortunately, she didn't have a long time to prepare and say, "Hey, I'm campaigning. It's me. It was a short process. process. I'm not knocking her at all, but I'm saying just don't not knock him for being someone who is still at this day and age not paying his taxes and still a whole lot richer than us, even though he filed bankruptcy 8 times. That doesn't matter. He's still a very smart businessman who knows how to think more outside the box
and
still has you talk about him no matter what. I hope the Haitians don't eat her. Mo's funny as hell. She said, I don't make enough not to pay taxes. Sometimes we have to study business because he learned that, and I understand that
information.
That's just stuff that
information.
He learned. And she said, I hope they don't eat her either.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Listen. I being older, like sports, I'm not into sports anymore. Like I'm not into none of the things that like most people are into. Like that I was into. I was into it, and now that I'm just the way my mind is that I see it, and. But it's just, to me, I be having so much going on in my brain that I don't even have time to get caught up in who won, the stats, and it's not a good thing or bad thing. It's just a changing thing for me. But because I'm in that mindset, I'm kind of like that with everything. Religion, politics. I'm like, I feel like I'm hovering over my body while my body's still here, but I'm looking at it from a bird's eye view. I'm just looking at things and going, when you get emotionally caught into something, that means you can't see from the outside. So the longer you can keep your emotions not intact, the better you are. I lose my cool, well, not as much as I used to, but like I'm learning that when I just look at things from an objective standpoint, I don't care because I don't even know these people really. I just know they're all people that I see on TV that I've never met in real life, and everybody on TV to me is an entertainer. Like what we're doing right now, we're entertaining. So it's like I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just, to me, I just can't get attached to the drama anymore. I don't get attached to it to feel like I even want to argue or fight. I'd rather just have funny conversations about this shit because we both see it's all fuckery. So everybody who's like me, who understands that at the end of the day that all of it is still fuckery, shout out to you, Dave, because I know you're one of them. Hey, flashback, shout out to you, flashback, I know you're one of them.
No, he's not the only person that doesn't, rich person that doesn't pay taxes.
Hell no.
I know.
Remember
that.
Mitt Romney? Remember when Mitt Romney didn't want to give up his taxes?
I know that.
Because, listen, what's the first thing they tell you about?
But he's the person we're talking about right now.
No, but look at the smallest thing, right?
And Mo said read his joke right.
Which one?
I don't know. And she said you have to study business to not pay taxes. Not for my house.
Yeah, so again, right? So the thing is about it's not necessarily studying business, it's studying taxes. It's different. This is a different genre. You have to study taxes. You have to understand about the tax codes. So these people are playing with UCC 1 tax laws and things that we're not even, I understand it, but I'm not involved in it. I want to be at that place. But these people are dealing with things, and think about it. Every time they...
in the multiverse.
Every time they raise the rates up on the upper class, right? Yeah. They always find a loophole in it, regardless of the fact, right? Every 4 years or 2 years or so, we're complaining about how the rich are getting richer, and the rich are getting richer because they're doing rich shit. They're sitting around talking about tax codes all day, and they're talking about the business codes, and knowing that what does every rapper tell you? You don't want nothing in your name. Puff Daddy is a prime example right now.
Never mind, y'all.
Look, Puffy right now is a perfect example, right? Puffy doesn't have anything in his name, right? He's putting in his mom's name, his children's name.
Wesley paid taxes, but
Wesley got his ass sniped too. Wesley got his ass sniped.
He was a different type.
No, because he went in talking under the act of being a sovereign, right? But if you want to become a sovereign citizen, you want to become sovereign, not a sovereign citizen. You want to make yourself a sovereign. You have to be able to build your own. You are taking yourself out of the matrix of the United States of America's corporation. Because one thing we all have to remember, even when you come over here to become legalized in here, they give you paperwork. You get a birth certificate and you get a social security card. You get registrations. All of this is to register you into their company so that they can get taxes from you. If you're not registered into their company and they're not a part of their company, like Amish, like the Jewish people, when they make themselves their individual state, they're not involved in the same taxes as other people. And corporations allow you to do that too. That's what C Corps are about. S Corp is a subchapter. It's the one between a LLC and a C Corp. C Corp is when it's totally on its own, right? It has its own taxes. You have to have membership. So I do business. I'm into taxes. I'm into economics. I'm into this stuff. So I know how it's possible. When they ask, I know how it's possible. I've seen how it's possible. I just haven't figured out a way to do it on my own. For us to do it, we need to get.
Puppy, you're missing it.
Oh, what?
You were going into what Wesley Snipes did.
Wesley Snipes was saying like he was saying that taxes were illegal, and that he shouldn't have to pay taxes because he's a living man, and I believe that was what it was. He was using the sovereignty. I think he actually started pushing it more when he was in jail, but he was basically not paying his taxes, saying it was unconstitutional, all that shit. He wasn't paying them, and then he tried to use.
He went around it like not.
He did it wrong. He did it the wrong way.
Yeah,
that's all. Listen, think about it. If Trump told you at the presidential election in 2016 in front of everybody, was it 2016, right? If he told you, if Hillary Clinton faced when she said he don't pay his taxes, he said, because I'm smart. I haven't seen nobody say he couldn't do it yet. So then we was calling this man dumb, but can't call him dumb because he told us, nigga. He just told the whole world, me, you, and everybody else, if you know the laws, you can get away from it too. That little seed should have been accepted. Like, damn, he just gave me food for thought. Not, oh, he's a cheater. That shit sounds stupid. If I can give you coupons to get a car cheaper, wouldn't you take it? What the hell are we talking about here? Come on. We just have to learn it. And I think the best way that we gonna learn it being at the bottom is doing it as a family, man. We all have to be into that because we ain't got enough money and resources to lift off of the ground like a rocket does. But together we can. But you know, we gotta put everything to the side and just let cognitive thought and great practice and family business so that we can leave something to our kids and like he did and not be making it seem bad when we can do it. Imagine you become a millionaire 2 times over doing real estate or whatever it is that you're doing on your pastime to make more income besides working. Because everybody's still trying to do something for themselves, to leave something. We know the system's not going to work for our kids in another 50 years. So if you love your kids, we know that we have to do something on our own. So we have to be smarter. We have to learn what's actually going on. This man, to me, I just love that part. It's like Dr. Sebi. When the courts tell you that this man cured AIDS, syphilis, lupus, herpes, and all of this other stuff, he cured it. The court system of America. The doctors from different places, 77 people come in, they're willing to show their paperwork that the United States doctors and everybody said this, and then this doctor said that, and he became clear of all of it. Yet we're still taking pills for cancer, we're still taking diabetes shit, and we're still taking HIV medicines and all these things because we don't want to stop not eating. We don't want to start eating the right things. We want to eat pork. We want to eat beef. We can't. It's hard to stop. I just ate a cheeseburger. Shit. And y'all know I'm trying not to eat that. It's hard, man, but it's hard. We need that. The only way we gonna do anything instead of arguing and fighting with each other is working together to figure out how to get out the rat hole. Get out the hole instead of just, you know what I mean, staying in the hole. Rich people don't do rich people don't have these conversations. You think the rich people are having these type of conversations? They're talking about, yo, did you know that this law just came out? And listen, we're about to get Senator such and such in because he's going to open up for us to get this new law passed for this. These people are thinking about our lives while we're thinking about their lives. They're in control of our lives, though, while we're thinking about their lives. We need to be in control of our own lives. So it just means that we have to knuckle down, man, and really focus on doing these things. That's why we're in here doing podcasts and we're doing music, because working at paper check is not going to get you where you need to be. We're talking about Social Security. We're talking about what Trump could do with Social Security, what Kamala's trying to do with Social Security. That's a part of the government program now. How can the money that you put in be in jeopardy of being gone? How does that make any sense that you can even argue, even accept either president talking about it at all? How did we deplete our shit? How? Maybe because we brought all these immigrants in. How much was it? 10 million now? Was it almost 10 million? They tried to legalize. They've had laws set in to bring in. Some people say, oh, it was because to get rid of the black jobs. Oh, maybe it was for the voting. Or maybe it's just because they're about to shift the whole culture of America, because they're bringing in 10 million different cultural people and laying them in the midst of everywhere you go. You're about to be Mexican out, Venezuelan out. You're about to learn new cultures right now. They're everywhere. And they live on a different principle because they're from a different place. And we on the ground, we're going to have to learn how to live and learn how to coexist. You think these rich people do? You think Kamala ever lived in a place like us? No, nigga, because she went to California school, she ain't live in the hood. Her family ain't live in the hood, neither did Donald Trump. So the people we talking about were always better. Yeah. They've always come from doctors and scientists and whatever. Forget if they were slave owners or not. Forget all that stupid shit. They already were in the echelon of thought process before us. That's what we gotta recognize. She went to Howard to dumb down. She ain't go to Howard because she had to. She came to Howard to get her ethnicity to fill in. Pretty much. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But we have to recognize these things before we start ready to fight about these people and argue about these people like they really give two shits about us. Like, we have to care about us. So that's that. But I got some other stuff. I got some other things I want to get into to calm this one down because this is a good one. All of that part for sure. But yeah, listen, that's what we got to do, man. We got to focus together as a family, as a team, whatever it is. Come together and have the same mindset, and we can do anything that they're doing. And better.
I was about to say and better.
And better. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump into, I don't know if anybody knows who C.J. Rilla is from New York. He was a 16-year-old rapper, but let's go ahead and check this out and find out what happened to this young gentleman. C.J. Rilla is an artist from New York, drill artist from New York, and as you see, a 16-year-old boy shot and killed. I believe he was shot and killed. Yeah, C.J. Rilla was fatally shot in Harlem. I'm not sure if he died. I'm not sure if I haven't heard anything as an update as of right now. But this is the type of stuff that's going on, man. When we talking about, man, these politics and all this stuff, man, like,
damn.
That's called pain. That's called pain. We are a depressed nation, man. We are a depressed nation. And I mean, shit. I played that video because I wanted everyone that's out that was able to watch this video to hear the father. To hear a man's pain.
That was the dad?
That was the father. To hear the man's pain. Because young boys and young men and older men that's out here, we promoting this too when we allow our children to get into shit like this. Now, we can't stop them from doing nothing, but hey, listen, I don't condone none of this stuff, stupid shit. That's how I stand. I got my own kids do crazy stuff sometimes. I don't condone it. I think it's stupid. I hate it. I hate the fact that I grow up and see little kids that I know since they were babies dying. People I went to school with my whole life never was in nothing dying. People on drugs everywhere. And I fell victim to the same shit, and I came up out of it. But you know what? I came out of it only because I got set down and was able to reset. How do you reset your life on the streets when you got to keep moving in motion? That was like one of the blessed things I think that I've had that most people have never had in their life. I had a moment of doing nothing, just thinking. I didn't have to worry about anything. And as bad as it is, it's also a blessing. It was a blessing for me, and it's a blessing for a lot of men like me who be so caught up in these streets and we out here running. We don't know no better. We don't know right from wrong. We just going by what it is. And that's why I said for me, I knew when I listened to rap music, I went from self-destruction and BDP and Third Base and Beastie Boys and Rakim and KRS-One, and then it went to Eazy-E, and then it went to gangster music, and then it just got crazy. And then everybody turned to drug dealers. Everybody was mimicking the drug dealers in the street because art mimics life. Art imitates life. So then when the social societies of drug dealers, for instance, in inner cities, black men were getting money now, black women getting money now, some people fell victim, some people get money. That was the idols for us to look up to. That's why the music became that, because that's what they grew up under. And I said, man, he wrote this from the window. He lived in Queensbridge, so he definitely seen it. But just imagine, man, like, we live in these little rinky-dink ass areas. Imagine living in New York City. Imagine living in Philly, not being out there for the weekend and hanging out and having some friends out there. Live in Philly, yeah. Like, it's a different type of living in the city, man. So that's why I be bringing my experiences into the conversation, because I'm in a suburban area. It get gutted like every other area, but it's not the same. You're not dealing with the treachery, because you're not dealing with people on top of people.
Literally.
On top of people.
Like,
every time you walk outside, there's action. You know, that's what we love. Action is always action. And you gotta be born there to know how to survive in it. So, I mean, you said, man, we can worry about these politicians. They ain't gonna do shit for us. We keep wishing on them like we wishing on the dollar bill to do something. We need to really just look at it for what it is. Man, we need to get back to communion with fellowship with the families. Families need to start kicking it again. Friends need to start coming outside and kicking it again, not having subgroups and sub-chapters of bullshit. We need to become a community, because that's the only way we're gonna change it. And if you can see, like I can see, it's damn near impossible to change, then you have to change you and get the fuck up out of Dodge. You see Noah building a boat, go over there and help him, start building your own, because that's what we're watching right now. We watching all these rich people build bunkers. We watching them move around and moving from place to place and doing things. And the whole time all we focused on is what they say they're gonna give us or not give us. Like, think about that shit. That's my whole shit. We a whole society. We a drug addict society with a whole bunch of principles and a whole bunch of arrogance and ego. And so that's why we can't even see it coming when it's coming. We watching everything fall in our face. We ain't worried about the money. People ain't really worried about money. They not worried about the economy and money switching. America not being the top dollar. These not even the conversations. The conversations, who had a great interview? Kamala, Donald. This person got killed, that person got killed. We need to have good conversations, man. So, you know, I like to hit those points when it just comes to me. Oh, here you go. Here, this guy. You want to see this? Latin superstar. Let's see what Latin superstar dropped Donald Trump recently.
Oh, thank you, Brad. Thank you for having me. This is amazing. Thank you. Now, look, you know, we are in the immediate aftermath of Donald Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden, where there were obviously reprehensible comments about Puerto Rico being an island of garbage.
Who you think it was?
I want to know, first and foremost,
was it
how that's impacted the folks that you talk to in your community.
Oh, you seen this already?
You and I have been friends for a really long time. We've hung out in person quite a bit. I know the impact that you have within the Latino community. I know, for example, when we go out to football games, soccer games together, how your fans flock to you, and so I know, again, the impact that you have within the Latino community. So I'm curious what the immediate impact, the fallout was from what we heard from that rally.
I think it's very unfortunate. I think it's a horrible way to describe a demographic and an ethnicity that is the economic engine of this country. You know, we do so much for America, and America does, you know, so much for us as well, right? But it's just crazy how somebody would consider Puerto Ricans garbage, or Mexicans rapists and drug dealers, or Latinos or immigrants crazy people that rape and eat cats and dogs. Right? It's crazy. It's just, Brian, I don't even know what to say. It's so disrespectful. It's so
I'm gonna follow that yellow brick road
from common humanity and decency that this is, we're really, I mean, are we dealing with this right now? Were those remarks just said 1 week before the election at a political rally?
I thought that was a sabotage.
Like, where are we?
That was crazy.
What year are we living?
It's so devoid of humanity and so outside the realm of anything that you thought you would have to contend with. I mean, like when you become an adult, for example, you never think that you're going to have to deal with other adults on the biggest stage, literally the biggest stage in the country. Madison Square Garden doesn't get much bigger than that, at a rally for someone who may very well be the next president of the United States. And like, that's what you have to contend with? Of course you don't have a schema for dealing with this kind of thing. This isn't something that anybody would think that they would have to deal with, especially coming from some mainstream rally from one of the two major political parties in this country.
100%. They're saying something about a demographic that it's pretty much more than 15% of the votes. Like, you know, we can decide to
piss Puerto Ricans off
on the presidential and vice presidential chair, honestly. sincerely. And it's like, the fact that some of my fellow Latinos and whatever, they are still like on the fence on this,
right.
and they're still like, I don't know what to do, I don't know who to vote for. It's incredible to me, because
it's
I
emotion.
understand, Latinos are very family oriented and they're very
emotional,
religious, and
emotional.
I mean, we are liberal, but we respect decency, right? Like humanity and common decency, right? But the fact that these guys will overlook all the horrible things that this side says about us and how they talk about us, and what is their only justification? That values and religion. I mean, it's okay for them to call us rapists and this and that and garbage.
Just open him up.
But it's like doesn't make any sense to them.
Well, to that point, you and I have spoken about how the basis for a lot of Latino support in the Republican Party is that party is supposed to be presents itself as the party of religion, the party of Christianity. But does the fact that the GOP doesn't actually adhere to any of that religion, any of those principles, do you find that that's beginning to catch on, or does that matter? Because, this is a party that doesn't welcome refugees. This is a party that doesn't feed the poor.
I had to stop because, hey, Dave, shout out to you, man. I had to shout out to you. Flashback said, real world, we cry for our children who were being slaughtered and abused but still punished today. But for this generation, I see now slaughtering each other and abusing now serves life and killing each other. I'm going to just say that I know what he meant. So shout out to him. And yes, let's just scramble a little bit, Flash, just playing with you. But yeah, they're nowadays the punishment is putting them in jail for life or putting them in jail so long at a young age that they're all coming home gay. And then shit with the law with Kamala. I don't know if that is actually true. Like, I didn't dig into that because I just thought that just sounded like crazy. But if that's true, like, damn. Look at the setup.
Dave.
Look at the setup.
Don't be talking about my baby.
He said Mark Anthony needed to worry about his masculinity.
You know how I feel.
I'm just saying, man.
Hey, we will beef over this one, okay?
He been in a few Diddy parties, you think?
No.
Let's put that on.
He definitely wasn't at no Diddy parties. However,
he was with Jennifer, right?
He was with Jennifer.
So he a freak.
After.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Mark Anthony. He a freak.
After Diddy.
Oh, so he got the seconds.
Yes, he was with Jennifer after Diddy. However,
I hope no nothing's saying that about Mark Anthony. I hope nothing come out about him. Leave that man over there in the other places.
However, he was allegedly, supposedly,
bisexual,
digging out Jada's guts.
Who? Oh, Jada Pinkett? Yeah. I heard about that. I mean, he's a smooth operator.
Will Smith allegedly walked in on that.
He's a smooth operator, man.
And Mark Anthony was.
Oh, he got that Prince thing going on. He's just real suave.
He was suaveing her.
Leave Mark Anthony alone. Shit, me.
He'll sing the panties off your chick. You better stop playing with him.
Conmigo.
He got that natural Baja Panty voice.
I'm saying, but yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much been the news flash. So again, because we're so close to like the end, I'm really like anticipating what's gonna happen next, because something else big has to happen to like before this all lands down to stream, till we have that night of everybody eating popcorn and pizza and arguing about the dots that are changing. And
Dave, stop playing with my baby. Leave him alone.
Yo, it just has a worrisome feel.
They said Mark had his own party, smiling.
Shout out to Rich. Shit. If I was rich and single, I'd probably be fornicating too.
No, he married another bottle.
Yeah, he stays married.
Yeah, he stays with something young.
There's benefits in marriage, man. Taxes and shit. Y'all gotta look into that too. There's a lot of tax benefits in marriage. I never used them. She ain't even want my last name.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. Bullshit.
But we learned. So how's the world doing today? Yeah.
That's not Mark Anthony, so you know, Bella.
Oh, I know that's not Mark Anthony. He looks like what's that Italian dude that plays in the movies with he has the Spain. He has the Italian feature of the dude. What's his name? He played.
Give me a movie. Come on.
Shit, man. I can think of 1,000 movies. Can't think of which one to say. Wasn't he Bugsy Siegels and Mobsters?
I don't know.
Not him per se, but the face. I'm trying to think of who the actual actor is.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the Are you talking about?
He always plays like a mob boss or a casino boss or something like that.
Are you talking about the dude from the show, the police show?
The police show. This dude is a movie. I'm talking about a movie star, not a show. He played. What did he play in? Ocean's 11 or 13 as the casino boss in one of them. I can see his face so clearly, but I definitely think he played He played Siegel in Mobsters. If you remember Mobsters, I know that you're way younger than me, so you might not remember Mobsters. But anyway. So we got any more comments in here? We about to go ahead. How long we been rocking, man? Oh, it's 8:14. We rocked a little bit, man. Listen.
What's going on in Facebook world?
Facebook world just flashed back over there, tapped in with us. You know, Angelo came in. Frankie pops in. I said, shout out to Frank, man. Frankie in the building.
Hey.
Hey, Frankie. Listen, a lot of us. Listen, Uncle Frank, he's in the building. Listen, a lot of us. If you guys see the little thing under the bottom for the podcast. Again, you guys, whenever you get this opportunity, go over there and go to the podcast and lock in because we're transferring everybody from the book over to Instagram, to YouTube, so that way you guys can sit in the house and watch us on TV. Then later on, when we get that situated again, we'll bring the calls or call-ins, and so that way you guys can sit there, talk, hit the mute button, talk to us, and get a good version of participation with us, because it is kind of hard to do it on Facebook, so we have to stall it out. But I like that beat. You like it?
You know something.
We're out here, man. This is the podcast. We want to thank everybody for stopping in, chopping it up with us. Tell a friend and tell a friend. As you see, we do have the Cash App up here. You can go ahead and tap that Cash App especially when income tax times. Listen again, when income tax comes, you hear that bell? Ding, ding, ding. We need to see you. Well, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas, so we ain't expecting nothing. But when them taxes come in, come on over to my place. We are the podcast, man. Shout out to all of you. We love you, man. And you know what? Let's just go ahead. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. Yeah, all God, sons of the Most High. Sons of the Most High. We shall all fall. All fall. Where do you stand in the 5 points of your body? Arm, leg, arm, head. Leg, arm, head. Stand erect. Stand erect. What you stand for? What you stand for? What do you stand for? What do you stand for? What would you die for? What would you die for? And if you truly would die for, will you live for it? 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 Yeah, that's deep, right? Yeah, that's deep, right? So the program set for you already. It's already set for you. And there's many levels to it. You ain't gotta sell your soul to achieve. You just have to regain it. You have to claim it. You have to claim yourself. As a blessing of the Most High. You are a blessing.